A very fresh morning to one and all present here. How are you all? I hope you all are fit, fine, healthy. You're staying safe and you're staying home. We are back with English subject for class 7. Myself Zainab Kagdi, your English teacher from Atmiya Green School, Jadeshwar. Today we'll learn from Oxford Revised New Pathways coursebook. Unit number 4, Nature, Creator and Destroyer. Section 3, The River. As it is a poem, it's on page number 115. This poem, The River, is written by Valerie Bloom. She was born in 1956. She is a poet and novelist. She was born in Jamaica. Bloom moved to England in 1979. She attended the University of Kent at Canterbury and earned an honours degree, and later was awarded an honorary master's degree. Now, talking about her poem, The River, let us first know what is there in the poem. The river is about the gentle and harsh facets of the river. The poem clearly describes about the feature, functions and destructive power of the river. So let us now read the poem and understand each stanza carefully. The river's a wanderer, a nomad, a tramp. He doesn't choose one place to set up his camp. The river's a winder through valley and hill. He twists and he turns, he just cannot be still. The river's a hoarder and he buries down deep those little treasures that he wants to keep. The river's a baby. He gurgles and hums and sounds like he's happily sucking his thumbs. The river's a singer. As he dances along, the countryside echoes the notes of his song. The river's a monster, hungry and vexed. He's gobbled up trees and he will swallow you next. Written by Valerie Bloom. So, my dear students, I hope you loved the poem. Now, let us understand its meaning. We all now know that the author of this poem is Valerie Bloom. This poem consists of 6 stanzas. Each stanza talks about the different characteristics of river. The river is embodied with human nature or character in each stanza. Here the first stanza, the river's a wanderer, a nomad, a tramp. He doesn't choose any one place to set up his camp. So dear students, in first stanza, the river is characterized as a wanderer, a nomad and a tramp. The focus in stanza 1 is about the words wanderer, nomad and tramp. The river is like a person who keeps on moving from one place to other without stopping at any particular place for long. So as we know that a river doesn't stop. It goes on. It keeps on moving from one place to the other without any interruption. Let us move towards the stanza 2. It says, the river's a winder through valley and hill. He twists and he turns, he just cannot be still. In stanza 2, the river is characterized as a winder. It keeps twisting and turning and just can't seem to be able to keep still. It talks about the inability of the river to remain at rest like a child who is unable to keep still. So we can understand that in the first stanza, the river flows downstream and travels through valley and hill. In the process, it becomes a hoarder and he buries down deep those little treasures. Let us now move towards stanza 3. It says, the river's a hoarder and he buries down deep those little treasures that he wants to keep. The river is portrayed as a hoarder. The river is like a person who likes to accumulate or gather things which are well hidden or guarded from others as its base or bottom. All the hidden things at the bottom of the river gives it a mysterious aura. Our next stanza says, the river's a baby. He gurgles and hums and sounds like he is happily sucking his thumbs. The river is pictured as a baby. The sound of the running water of a river is characterized as the sound of a baby gurgling, humming, and sucking his thumb. So, next stanza says, the river's a singer as he dances along. The countryside echoes the notes of his song. In stanza 5, the river is portrayed as a singer. It talks about how the sound of flowing water of the river resonates and is heard throughout the countryside. So, my dear students, in stanza 4th and 5th, the river becomes gentle as it is described as a both baby and singer, where it gurgles and hums and dances along. Let us move towards our last stanza. The river's a monster, hungry and vexed. He's gobbled up trees, and he will swallow you next. In stanza 6, the river is portrayed as a monster. The river is characterized as a monster which can cause massive destruction when it's angry. It shows how a calm river can turn into a destructive force of nature, especially during a flood, which in turn can destroy properties and even cause death to people. So, in the final stanza, my dear students, the destructive side of the river is portrayed as it can become a monster, hungry and vexed, and can easily gobble up trees as well as human beings. So, it's a wonderful poem written by Valerie Bloom. Here, the poet gives the river human characteristics, and some of the characters that included was a wanderer, a nomad, a tramp, a hoarder, a baby, a singer, and finally a monster that can swallow us next. In poem, it contained a variety of verbs to indicate how the river moves. The river is said to be the winder and it twists and turns. In addition, it also gurgles and hums like a baby. Interestingly, the river is also something which sings, dances, gobbles, and swallows. So, the poem has been clearly and systematically written because each stanza describes one feature and function of the river as it meanders downstream. Apart from that, what moral values did we get from the poem? Yes, the moral values we get were being carefree and happy. Appreciate nature, we should not abuse nature and keep our rivers clean. And here the theme was the river is beautiful but capable of causing destruction. So here we can understand from the poem that anything which is beautiful, which is giving us a lot of advantages, but we should not overuse it. We should keep it clean and we should not think that it doesn't cause any harm. As river is beautiful but is also capable of destruction. Similarly, we should value our nature, we should appreciate our nature. Correct? And we should not abuse our nature and keep our rivers clean. We should not throw the dusts and wrappers in the rivers as it destructs the aquatic animals and it also causes harm to the water. My dear children, we should be carefree and happy as the river, but we should also be cautious when we approach such things.